Well, that's the way the Congress is going to perceive it, but I have with me Mr. Subramanian Swamy, whose petition was actually dismissed today by the Supreme Court. Mr. Swamy, is it the end of the road for you legally in your battle against Mr. Chidambaram or the 2G scam?
All battles don't end with court cases. The court cases are a part of the Indian Constitution, so therefore we use it. Al Capone was freed by all court cases. So that doesn't mean that he was not guilty and ultimately was found on something else, which is on income tax. But the issue is not that. The issue is this. This judgment, the portion that was read out, because I don't know what is there in the other pages, talks about my not proving conspiracy. I don't need to prove conspiracy. Because I have made it very clear, and there is a division bench judgment of the Delhi High Court, which is presently pending here in the Supreme Court, where the CBI is arguing the same matter that they argued in the High Court, the Nunu Ghosh versus the CBI, where it has been pointed out that as far as section 13 bracket 1 bracket D part 3 is concerned, it only talks about causing a national loss which is not in the public interest. That I have argued already, because in my other petition on cancellation of licenses that has been upheld.
But you know, sir, many would say, by listening to the statement that you're just making, many would say that what is it that you've been doing over the past 1 year? If you've not been accusing Mr. Chidambaram and his son, his relatives, if not of conspiracy, then what else? Then are you saying that over the last 1 year you were indulging in a game of slander, sir?
See, problem is you don't pay attention to what I say. As far as Chidambaram's son is concerned, they only come in Aircel Maxis case. Alright, not in this 2G with Raja. So, if you pressmen don't do serious reading, what can I do?
No, sir.
I'm telling you, as far as this case was concerned, from day one, I said I'm not in the question of conspiracy. I am not in the question of whether Mr. Chidambaram received a bribe or not. I am saying that he joined with Raja to make a decision which caused national loss.
But then if you say that Mr. Raja was involved in conspiracy, and you say that Mr. Chidambaram is colluding with Mr. Raja, then what is the difference between the two? How are you making out the distinction?
I'm sorry, it is not what is called as a transitive relation. The question of Raja doing a conspiracy to defraud the nation for his personal benefit and for the benefit of Kanimori, etc., is the CBI case, not my case.
So, you know, there are
my case is only one. Please listen.
Yes.
My case is only one. Don't argue on behalf of the government.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Alright, I am telling you why. I am asking. Of course, if you want political question, I'll answer them. But if you want the legal question...
People are wondering as to what is it that Dr. Swamy is trying to say when he's trying to make a distinction between no conspiracy but loss of the exchequer.
People don't worry about people. I move in them also. As far as the case is concerned, my case was simply this, that it has now been established in the trial court that Raja and Chidambaram decided together. The court has accepted that. But the court then held that I didn't prove that he did it with a criminal intent. I am saying that criminal intent as far as section 13 bracket 1 bracket D is concerned, it does not involve criminal intent at all. And I have a High Court division bench judgment to support me on this.
Sir, do you not
It has not been overturned.
Sir, do you not think, you know, you're an essential part of the NDA also now. You're advising the BJP on many issues.
Yeah.
At a time when Parliament is now witnessing this kind of a logjam on Colgate scam, and the government is trying to argue that it's the opposition which has questions to answer and therefore the opposition is unwilling for a debate. Do you not think that this kind of a verdict will ultimately strengthen the hands of the UPA, where the government will say that Mr. Swamy, Mr. Advani are all just trying to simply destabilize the government?
Government will say anything anyway. We are not concerned about that. Under the constitutional scheme, Parliament is a law and is a separate institution. There is no reason that the Parliament must necessarily take that opinion as theirs, which is the court's verdict. The fact is that if the Parliament members feel that Mr. Chidambaram is guilty, they have a right to say so without having to worry about what the courts have said. Now, courts are a totally different constitutional institution.
Right.
We are not on that issue.
Right.
What we are on the issue is, what is it that I argued?
Okay.
And have the judges answered that? From what has been read out, they have not touched what I had argued.
So the judges have given a verdict which you say you hadn't even asked for.
I have not even argued.
Okay.
And I hadn't even prayed for it.
Okay, just hold on for a second, sir. You know, because Ambika Soni is just giving a reaction.
Yeah.
Let's just listen to Ambika Soni, and I want to put what Ambika Soni is saying back to you in just a moment. Just hold on for a second, sir.
पार्लियामेंट नहीं चलाने का, पार्लियामेंट को काम नहीं कर देने का क्या परिणाम? लोगों के मुद्दों पर चर्चा नहीं होती, लोगों के फायदे का काम नहीं होता और इतना पैसा लाखों रुपए प्रतिदिन खर्च करते हैं, बर्बाद हो जाते हैं कि विपक्ष को इसकी जवाबदेही लेनी ही पड़ेगी।
सरकार क्या प्रयास
अपने उसी हिसाब से
Argument is that was Ambika Soni of the Congress Party, Subramanian Swamy. Ambika Soni making the same point that I was just making to you, that people are only interested in launching slander campaigns, that Mr. Swamy has no evidence, and it's high time that Dr. Swamy gave up his fight in trying to target Dr. Chidambaram.
Well, you know, Ambika Soni, from emergency time, I know how many times she'll switch her stands. So I don't want you to ask me to comment on her. I know what she said about Ramchandraji, and then she had to do a somersault. So that's not an issue. The issue is, I am saying only one thing. I did not argue conspiracy. The judges have ruled on conspiracy from what they have read out.
Is this an exit route that you're creating for yourself, sir?
That is.
Are you trying to create a parallel track for yourself now?
That is
not succeeding so far in your battle against Mr. Chidambaram. You are now trying to create a parallel track.
I am not in the
case?
question. You people can put any way you like, but I can tell you what I am doing. I can't base it on what you are asking me. I am not a question is not a question of fighting Chidambaram or not fighting Chidambaram. Question is that there has been corruption.
It's not a personal battle against Mr. Chidambaram.
Why should I don't know him at all? In what way should there be a personal battle? He has not stolen my girlfriend or something like that. That I should have a personal battle like you gentlemen of the press have all the time.
Okay. I just want Ashok also to come into this because he was very
there was another important allegation you have leveled against Chidambaram just yesterday, where you have said that attempts are being made by him, his family members, to persuade you or pressurize you from not pursuing this matter.
Yes, absolutely. An Indian, wholly owned Indian company, a wholly owned company working in Switzerland, which is wholly owned by an Indian company, in which Mr. Chidambaram's son and his daughter-in-law have played a major role in creating and in fact having 67% of the shareholding. That company in Singapore, instead of the parent company filing a case against me in India, has chosen to file it in Singapore based on internet publication. Internet publication, if it is used for filing defamation cases, then all 180 countries of the world, they can file defamation cases.
But you really feel that it's an attempt by Mr. Chidambaram and his family members to pressurize you not to pursue this matter?
Absolutely, because I'll have to go around the world and leave fighting cases here. I won't be able to present in the Supreme Court.
So, one final question to you, Dr. Swamy. You know, the point is that there are many corporates who also ended up losing their licenses. So, the CBI and the ED hasn't managed to establish any money trail against them, but they've been charged under conspiracy. Do you not think that there is distinction being made here between the role of Mr. Chidambaram and the corporate?
I am not concerned with what is fair for Chidambaram, unfair for Chidambaram. I have a watertight case.
Okay.
And that watertight case is that Mr. Chidambaram is now acknowledged by the trial court as having decided with Raja, and that he has caused national loss, and therefore he should be prosecuted under Section 30.
So the battle continues with Dr. Swamy. Okay. Thank you so much, Subramanian Swamy.